Hello, friends, and welcome back to Stories About Entitled People. I'll never understand people who are this picky and precise with their coffee orders. If that's what it takes to make you happy with damn coffee, then make it yourself and shut up. I mean, I can be a little picky with my drive-thru orders, but when you start bossing workers around based on a certain amount of condiment you asked for, that's ridiculous. But before we begin, best way to support our channel is to leave comments, like, and subscribe with the turned-on bell so you don't miss the new video every single day. Karen wanted me to call my coworker on his day off to make her order. All right, this happened a few years ago. I used to work for a coffee shop. Keep in mind that we were required to move through drinks quickly. This will be important later. I was on the coffee bar that day. Who do I see walk in? Our most annoying Karen yet. She's so specific with her order to the point of staring at the baristas while making her drink, which by far is one of the most irritating things that baristas hate when customers do. Anyways, this Karen knows this one barista who was a buddy of mine that does her drink right. We all do it the same. So she asks for a caramel macchiato and goes into so much detail as usual. However, my buddy's on his off day, and since I was the one on the coffee bar, guess what? I had to deal with her this time. Whatever. I start making her drink, and every part of the process felt like it took 1,000 hours because she kept stopping me. Oh, can you just dump half a pump of vanilla out? No, too much milk. Take a quarter teaspoon out. Can you tilt your body this way so I can see how you're making the drink? Yes, she asked that. And there she said it. The most entitled sentence so far. You know, can you just call the other barista that usually makes my drink to come in and just make it? I can't believe what I just listened to be honest. And at first I think she's joking. There's no way she's actually serious, right? No, she was serious. Ma'am, I just finished your drink. Here you go. He knows how to do it right. Just see if he wants to come in. Respectfully, ma'am, I'm not going to do that. It's his day off. She storms out like I cursed her out or something. I also think to myself, you don't have anything to do other than wait here until he comes and makes your drink? Like, really? I ended up telling my coworker about it, and he and I had a laugh. If you want something so specific, make it your damn self at home. And our second story. I didn't really shoot you or how not to try and sell your product. I work in a very special hardware store. It's special due to two main reasons. First, we're located in one of the wealthiest area codes in the U.S. Second, one of the owners takes advantage of this by making half of our store a high-end gift store, a small amount of designer clothing, expensive bath and body items, jewelry, more $50+ candles than you could ever imagine, etc. So our store rakes in the money due to our owners knowing how to cater to the area as a hybrid gift/hardware store. That also means we have people coming in daily trying to get us to sell their crap due to our reputation. I was working on the register yesterday trying to endure our store's notoriously boring after-holiday deadness. Halfway through my 10-hour shift, I'd had maybe 15 customers. I was bored and spent most of the time chatting with my friend who was working on her gift department duties around the store. Around lunchtime, two new customers make their way in. Right away, it struck me how much they did not look like our normal clientele. We normally cater to local trophy wives and actual trade workers, but these guys were obviously thugs. I mean, actually having the thug look, like they tried really hard to give off the thug vibe in their appearance. This will come into play later. For our purposes, they'll be referred to as LT, Laughing Thug, and ST, Stupid Thug, with me being myself. They walk up to my register, and I begin the whole, hello, how may I help you bit? LT giggles, I guess, man. ST, yeah, son, you could really help us out right now. I'm just gonna need you to freeze. At this point, ST pulls out a pistol and points it straight at my face. Being the suave, brave man I am, I promptly lose all ability to speak and damn near pee myself in fear of being shot. Me, please. You don't have to, just don't hurt us. Witnesses as ST pulls that begins to pull the trigger and I shut my eyes. Me, oh God, no. Spits of water hits me in the forehead. Me, WTF. LT, nah man, it cool. Giggles. ST, yeah, we're just messing with you. He shows that the pistol's just a regular water gun painted and modified to resemble a regular handgun, also known as illegal AF. Me, what the F? ST, cool man, we represent Thug Brand Clothing. We look to provide customers with designer thug clothing. That way, even the wealthiest of homies can keep it real. LT giggles, they be so fresh. At this point, my head's reeling. So you come into my store, you put what I believe is a real gun up to my head. You do this just to try and get me to sell your product in the store? Now you brought this on yourselves. Me, sure, that sounds fantastic. Let me just step away to call our owner who can give me the go-ahead on this. LT, still effing giggling, sweet. I step aside and call our local police officer, Cop, who patrols our shopping center during the workday. Me, hey Cop, this is Kilgannon 2113 from Gift Hardware. I have a bit of a situation here in the store. Cop, let me guess, 2 morons came into the store, held you up with a water pistol, then tried to get you to buy some crap clothing line? Me, how'd you know? Cop, they've tried this at 2 other stores across the street today. I'm right next door. I'll be there in 2 minutes tops. Wait, so they've tried doing this with other stores and they still think this is a quality sales strategy? Anyway, I step back to the register with LT and ST looking like they just hit the jackpot. LT giggles, oh dear God, I hate that effing giggling. Yo, ST, what did the owner say? Me, nothing. The local officer, though, is very interested in hearing what you have to say. LT, no more giggles. What? ST, what did we do? Me, here's a good advertising tip. If you're trying to sell something to someone, don't put a effing gun to their head. In walks Cop. ST, but I didn't really shoot you. Cop escorts them out of the building and his backup arrived 10 minutes later to haul them off in cuffs. The rest of the day passed without incident, but I cannot wait to hear how their clothing line will prosper in the real thug environment of prison. Darwin Award nominees. Surely there's no way this could backfire in any way at all, ever. And our next story. Don't calculate a table's bills the moment you get their order ticket. It makes it hard to keep track. You got it, boss. Info. This does not take place in the US, Europe, or Australia. This is set in Asia. I won't clarify where since it's not important, just wanted to give you guys context. For starters, I'm 23, a university student working part-time at my aunt's restaurant to make a little extra moolah before the academic year starts. My job's pretty simple. It's an all-rounder job where I need to take people's orders, send tickets to the kitchen, calculate each table's bills, handle payments, and clear tables. TLDR, I'm currently working part-time as a waitress. I'm only here until the end of the week because I secured another gig elsewhere before the academic year starts, so I figured why not finish this week for a little extra cash before then. I get along with most of the staff, all of whom are a decade or so older than me, and said individuals work at the restaurant full-time. There's another part-timer, 19, who's working here, and he comes to work whenever he's able since he's studying too. He wasn't around for a couple of weeks, so I've been left to sort out most waitressing matters. My shifts during lunch hour get particularly busy, which is why my system keeping the workflow super smooth is a crucial point to this post. The moment after bills have been settled, tables need to be cleared immediately because new customers come pouring in and some insist on being seated even before the tables have been cleared or wiped down. I came up with a system in the 3 weeks that I've been working here that works for both myself and my colleagues. Upon receiving tickets for orders that have been received, I always key in their order according to the table they're sat so that it's less time-consuming in the event other customers want to settle their respective bills. Customers are expected to come to the payment counter when they're ready to pay, so this system's a lot easier and much more efficient than letting tickets pile up and only calculate the bill right when the customers are about to pay, which results in a longer line. I always make it a point to ask customers if their food has all arrived, if they were satisfied with the quality of their order, and if they ordered anything else that I hadn't seen on their tickets. Once they verify their orders are correct, that's all. I go about my day and mind my business. That was until the other part-timer approached me earlier today. His point was an eyebrow raiser for sure. I'm not the type of person to pick fights or argue, so since he was so insistent that my way of doing things was making it difficult for him to keep track of additional orders at each table, I decided to just let him have at it since he was so happy to tell me how to do my job. I simply smiled and nodded at him making a beeline to the cleaning supplies and thinking to myself, you want me to stop punching in people's orders? Sure thing. For a solid hour or two, I only collected the tickets, bringing them to the cash register and letting them pile up just as he requested. When I noticed customers stand up from their seats and making their way to the payment counter, I would speed walk to the cleaning supplies and start collecting plates to show that my hands were occupied and that I wouldn't be able to sort out people's bills. I left it all to my dear coworker who tried telling me what to do and how to do it. It was the right call to make because the line that followed, due to his insistence on changing the system, snaked about halfway through the restaurant, full of customers waiting their turn to pay their bill. Once lunch hour had died down, I smiled to myself and went back to keying in people's tickets the way I always had. My part-time coworker sheepishly approached me with new additions to existing orders since then. And our last story. Cashier gets boss's job. I was working as a cashier at a convenience store, and my manager was convinced that I was stealing from the register. He would constantly hover over me and watch my every move. I was fed up with his constant suspicion and decided to take matters into my own hands. I started following his every instruction to the letter, no matter how ridiculous or unproductive they may seem. If he asked me to count the money in the register, I would count it out loud, one bill at a time. If he asked me to check the expiration date on a carton of milk, I would hold it up to my ear and listen for the expiration date. My manager was initially pleased with my newfound compliance, but as the days went on, my malicious actions started to drive him insane. He started getting complaints from customers about my odd behavior and the store's efficiency took a hit. He realized that his constant suspicion was causing more harm than good. Eventually, he apologized to me for his behavior and agreed to give me more trust in my work. I was satisfied with my victory, but I made sure to continue following his instructions just to keep him on his toes. The other employees, inspired by my story, started to stand up for themselves and demanded more trust in their own work as well. My manager ended up getting fired, and the store became a much more pleasant and efficient place as a result. I couldn't be happier with the outcome, and I even got a promotion to assistant manager. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.